Alright, in this one I'm going to show you how I made this render right here. I don't honestly really know what this is, but whatever this is, I'm going to show you how I put this together, all the different stages it went through to get to the final result here. It's actually pretty straightforward in terms of the techniques here, so it's mostly focused on just kind of the iterative process I went through to get here and kind of the different stages it went through. Anyways, I'll show you a time lapse of what I did to create this from start to finish, and I'll just kind of narrate over it as we're going through that. So yeah, enjoy the video. Okay, so I'm just starting this one off with 2 cylinders. One is there to just boolean out the other one to create that crescent moon shape. In my last video, I went more into detail onto that kind of shape there and the patterns involved with that, but I'm doing the same kind of thing here. And you can see I'm just basically getting a rough block out of the kind of rough thing I want. And yeah, it's not going to look very good at the start here, but the point is to just get everything mapped out in like a blueprint, and then I can worry about making it actually look good a little later. So you can see it just looks cartoony and bad and just weird now. And you just kind of have to not worry about that because, you know, you're going to make it look good later. So just get the basic stuff mapped out so that you have a nice structure that you can follow. And then you can worry about making it actually look good later. So you can see I'm just kind of refining this shape here. It took me a little to figure this out because it just looked weird at the start with the eye there. And then I figured if I just move that up and like have the top part of that pupil thing, iris, whatever, cut off, it looked a little more like Egyptian or like just lazy looking. Like, I don't know. Anyways, it is whatever. Like, just took a while to figure out the shapes here. So there's nothing too special about these techniques. It's more just kind of like, I'm just kind of doing stuff and like seeing where it goes. And like, yeah, you can kind of do this in any method that you want. There's nothing special about this. Okay, so I'm throwing a metal texture on there. That one's from Ambient CG. They have pretty good metal textures for free. Better than Polyhaven's metal, I found. Not as good as Quixel, but Quixel is just unusable. So, anyways. Okay, in my last video, I showed how to get these patterns just using like modeling and just basically just making a pattern out of geometry. And then I'm just taking the same setup of that video where I'm just doing a Boolean cutout around like the outside chunks of this mesh so that I can get the pattern just stuck in that like outline there. And then I'm doing the same thing on this like moon crescent shape here. So slapping the pattern on and then just doing a Boolean cutout around that. So it was totally just lagging here. So I figured the best way to handle that was just to do a rough, like really rough cutout of like the outside stuff. Delete that geometry because I know I didn't need it. And then I'm just left with kind of a really messy cutout, and then I can do the proper Boolean with a lot less geometry and then less lag around that. So that was good. So then here I started throwing on some other textures into the scene and doing a bit more like scene building around this thing. It was a little tough at this point because I had put so much effort into this like thing in the middle. It doesn't seem like much happened, but over a time lapse there's a lot that didn't get shown here. And then anyways, I'm just trying to figure out like what to actually do with this thing now. So this scene I actually didn't end up going this direction, but you can see here I was like trying out just different environments for this to go in. I tried adding like vegetation and stuff later on too, but that didn't work out for this one either. But I think this could have worked if I had stuck with this direction. One thing I tried out, which I did stick with, was making this into like a clock device as well. So you can see here I'm just trying out different like layouts for the clock thing here. I ended up going with these like diamond shapes. It was just looking too like a cheesy like watch you would find at the mall kind of thing. So I'm just trying to figure out like a more ancient, more celestial type of look for that at this point. And I figured like this kind of thing was a little better than what I had before. So anyways, I'm just doing like, you know, really basic modeling just to get all those shapes stuck in there and just trying to figure out what to actually do with this. It's a little weird because I'm making something that isn't really like a thing. I'm just kind of making this shape up. So it's a bit weird to figure this out. But yeah, I'm making a, you know, hour hand and a minute hand and then just throwing that in there. And then just kind of figuring out like if this is even going to work at this point. So when I threw these in here, I was like, okay, yeah, this might fit as like a clock device thing as well. It's a bit weird. This whole thing is a very, very weird render, but anyways. And then I'm just throwing in some gears by adding a cylinder and then just doing a checker deselect on that. And that lets you just extrude out every other face to create like a gear kind of shape. Just so it looks like there's some mechanical stuff going on in this one. And then yeah, I'm just figuring out what to do with like the edges there. I don't even know what I was doing at this point. So yeah, if you look at this scene here, there's nothing really like wrong with this. It's just for whatever reason when I was making this, I just wasn't clicking with this environment, and I just couldn't really figure out what was gonna look good and what else to add here that would make this work. It looks okay, but it's just for whatever reason, I just didn't want to go down this direction really. Okay, so at this point, I just took that thing in the middle and just decided to start a brand new scene with it, just because it was just not going very well in the other one. And then I had this idea to like turn this into more of a sci-fi, cyber kind of thing. So I'm just making a new scene, throwing in some volume, and then doing this like emissive stuff here. That texture you saw me brought in was from one of my recent videos where I was making glitch textures. That's actually really useful for this kind of stuff here, where you can just have it emissive and then run that glitch texture into the alpha, and then it's kind of just like doing this cyber type effect where it's just glowing but like random. And then yeah, I'm just throwing in some pillars. I think I put a concrete texture from Polyhaven on those, and then I'm just making those concrete pillars a little more like reflective and interesting, messing around with the colors. And I think any color could have worked with this. Like the purple is kind of cool here. It kind of matches. It kind of goes nicely with like the warm tones on that metal. I think that could have worked, but I decided to go with more red, just because it felt like more aggressive a little bit. I felt like this whole scene was like should tilt a little more in that direction. And then yeah, I think at this point I was like, okay, this might actually work now. This is where I felt like a bit more confident with this render, was as soon as I got to this part right here. So you can see I've gotten rid of the floor, so it's kind of just a void down there. And then I'm getting like walkways and stuff in here, so there's a lot of like vertical depth going on. For some reason, shade auto smooth has not been working in Blender 5.1. I don't know why that's not working, but anyways, kind of annoying. So I cannot shade auto smooth for some reason at all. Kind of an issue, but whatever. So anyways, getting more pipes and stuff in here. One interesting thing I did with these pipes is I actually added an array modifier to it. So there's like 4 in a row, and then I added a simple deform modifier onto the pipes after that. If you switch it to bend mode, that actually lets you bend those models in like a circle around something if you want. I've actually learned that from Sweeper. He did it with like, fantasy arches, but it turns out it actually works pretty well with pipes as well for circular stuff like this. So that's super handy to just throw that on there into a circle and just get it to like wrap around this thing really easily. That's pretty nice to be able to do that. All those pipes, by the way, all the stairs, pipes, scaffolding, all that stuff here, frameworks, all that is I can link that in. It's part of like my free industrial packs. I can link that in the description below, so you can just download all that stuff if you want. It comes with textures, everything. No credit required. All that. Anyways, getting another spotlight, or I'm rather just setting up the spotlight further. I found that the nice blue tones here on that spotlight just seem to work really well in this one. I guess we're just getting some contrasting colors with all the red here. I feel like that just worked out pretty nicely. And then yeah, I'm just getting the final camera angle set up, and this is pretty much the render right here. Like, it's not a super complicated one. I just brought in a bunch of industrial models that I've already made from previous renders. I think a lot of these models are from that video called I actually don't remember. I'll just put the thumbnail up here. I forget what the title is, but a lot of them are from that video. I think it's making an underground render or something like that. But yeah. And then I'm bringing in another like ring onto the clock face here, but I felt like this one was just too distracting. There's like too much stuff going on in the middle. So I just made that texture a little bit darker, just so it wasn't as like punchy coming through. A little more detail in the eye there, and then that's pretty much this render done. Anyways, yeah, hopefully this was a useful video. Hopefully it gives you some inspiration and shows you that like some simple shapes can actually make some pretty interesting renders. Again, I'll link the free models I'm using in this one in a pack below. But yeah, if you're interested in more like a really long form, in-depth, step-by-step guides on renders like this, I do have the Cyber Environments course. I can link that below if you're a beginner-ish to intermediate Blender user and you want to get really good at environments. That's my first recommendation for you. Other than that, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.